This week on Previews World Weekly, Colin Bunn announces his legacy of violence. We debate Spider-Man's sewing prowess, and we ask you to explain a plot badly. It's all happening right now on Previews World Weekly.
What's up, Previews World? It's Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day, which means it's time for Previews World Weekly. Yes. I don't know why I'm surprised. He does it every week, and I destroy Jeffrey Allen.
I'm your other host, Ashton Greenwood, a.k.a. the Duchess of Free Comic Book Day.
Anything else? Actually, yeah, I guess it's kind of everything's all quiet on the Free Comic Book Day front, as of late, right?
I guess so. I mean, as always, if you want to follow us on Free Comic Book Day on Instagram, if you haven't done that yet, come hang out. It's a good time. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, you can do that too. I'm really worried about Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, I guess what? In maybe about like a month and a half, things will start to pick up for Free Comic Book Day official, right?
Yeah.
So just keep an eye out. And you can do that by, of course, following Ashton on Instagram, Free Comic Book Day. Let's just get into the scary robot talk now. Let's just dive right in.
Great.
If you have watched this show, I'm sure any episode.
Probably all of them.
Probably all episodes with Ashton and I. We always talk about killer robots and how real it is and how concerned we are. And I don't know if you saw, but there's been quite a bit of chatter about AI-generated comic books lately. Particularly an image generation software called Midjourney.
Right.
And it's been showcased everywhere online. And the end result has been a comic book created by Midjourney called Zarya of the Dawn. So the way this works is you basically feed it a script and the AI draws it out.
Right.
So it's an art generated from text, basically. The software has some quirks, right?
Sure it does.
Yeah, of course, right. I mean, that's how we know that we're not in danger yet. It definitely has some quirks, but you have to kind of have to trick it into being exact.
That
right?
looks like Zendaya. Okay.
It does, actually. That's interesting. Actually, bring that up. Recently, though, someone tried to do The Killing Joke, Batman: The Killing Joke by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, and so this is the original Dave Gibbons art, right?
Okay.
And so now check out the AI generated one. Now, some interesting choices, right?
Why does that first panel look like a picture? That looks like a stock photo from Google.
It might, it's, like I said, the thing's kind of a little quirky, right?
Okay.
But one part turns Batman into a full-on bat. I think it's the fourth panel there. So, yeah, like I said, it's got some kinks. It's definitely got some kinks that needs to work out. I don't know how I feel about this. Gotta be honest. Like, some people are worried that this is going to replace human artists purely because it's cheaper, right? You get the software, you pay for the software,
Right.
then you just use it forever, right? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that quick of a transition. What do you think, Ashton? How do you feel about this?
My biggest concern with this is I feel like art always is an expression of the human experience.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think you lose something when you take the AI route, and I don't think it's as emotive and as expressive. And
No.
I mean, the panels by the AI were not nearly as compelling.
No. I think, I was going to say, Johnny, can you bring this back up? Because, I mean, like, if you look at, I'm assuming this is through Midjourney, I think. But, like, if you look at this, and then, Johnny, if you can go back to the Dave Gibbons original, like, it has a different energy to it, a different flow to it. Like, and, I mean, this is the same problem I had with, like, there are guys like Clayton Crane who are artists who actually just draw exclusively digitally, and... even then, with that stuff, I'm kind of like, it kind of loses something when it's not,
Right.
And I know everyone draws digitally now, but something can be said for at least the pencil to the screen aspect of it instead of rendering aggressively. Like, it just kind of you loses that humanity, like you said.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. It's not as the sky is falling as some of the other stuff we've talked about with
robots are coming to eat us all.
Right. Right. I mean, sometimes it gets to that point. Like, I got to be really. But so I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was kind of interesting, and like it's a topic that's been going on. We're distributing. I don't know why it's so high pitched. I was like, whoop. All right, we're actually distributing an AI generated comic book currently, right?
We are.
about
We are
to.
from Living the Line. It's actually, as this headline says, the world's first AI illustrated comic book, and I believe it uses the same software Midjourney. The same concept. You kind of feed in your text prompts, and it spits out what it thinks you're talking about.
Yeah.
This art to me is unsettling.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I mean, it's definitely. I'm assuming that the intention was for it to be abstract.
Right.
And I'll give them credit here. Like, this does not look, at first glance, this does not look like a computer created it.
Not at all, especially in comparison to The Killing Joke, where a lot of that felt very manufactured. This
Right.
at least still has a lot of the organic nature of it.
Right. So, yeah, interesting. I don't know. Check out Living the Line. I mean, it could be very possible that the creepiness of it factors into the story, right? Like, it's kind of, that might also be
That's
the
fair,
angle,
yeah.
right? You know, so yeah, check that out if you're interested. Again, just something that's been going on in the world of comics. Been going on for a few weeks now. Every time I open Facebook or Twitter, particularly Facebook, someone's like, "Oh, look at this AI generated thing. I hate it," or "Look at this AI generated thing.
I hate it.
This is impressive," or it's just been a lot of back and forth, and yeah, I don't think the sky is falling just yet, but we'll
I don't think
see.
we're there yet.
I don't think we're there yet either.
We have some comments.
Yeah, what's going on in the comments? What are people saying?
Let's welcome back our good friend Annie Fox.
Hey,
What's up,
Annie?
Annie?
Checking in from
Hey.
Facebook for now, and probably until that kicks her off, and she'll end up on YouTube like she usually does.
All right, that felt personal.
That
Well,
did.
it happens to her sometimes. I hate that Facebook always tends to kick her off for some reason, but hey.
Oh, okay.
I'm beefing with Meta right now, so you know how it
That's
is.
a real-
Norris
Okay.
Comics saying, "Hello everyone, finally caught this live.
Oh,
Nice.
Welcome, welcome.
Shout out to that old school Marvel logo repurpose.
Yeah.
JR24 saying bonjour from Louisiana.
What's up,
What's up?
Louisiana?
Would you like to insult the French yet again?
What did I do last week? I don't even. Did I,
Like a really big, like bonjour.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I can go home, but I won't do that. Actually, I just did that. Never mind.
And he's saying, if I say humans, not robots, will I get into trouble?
I mean, maybe in a couple of years.
Not from me.
Maybe in a couple of years. Keep in mind, this is a guy who has an Incom sticker on the back of his tablet, so I'm just doubling down right now.
I would be the first person to offend a robot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If robots had the capacity to be offended, it would be me that
Oh
accomplishes
yeah,
that.
100%. Like if the robots glum on the cancel culture,
Yeah.
I'd be done. I'd be totally done.
Oh my god.
You know.
How are you insulting a robot? It's like, your mother was an alarm clock.
Right. Your mother was an Alexa version 1, or something like that, right?
DJ Young is saying at least the one robot has consistency.
Which one robot?
I think that they're talking about the one from the Living the Line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because as
Yeah.
opposed to the Killing Joke, because
It was kind
a
of
little bit
overpriced.
disjointed.
Yeah, it was kind of like all over the place.
Oh my god. The Killing Joke, do you know what that reminded me of? This might be rude. I'm going to say it anyway. You know when you're like trying to sign into something and it's like, prove you're not a robot, pick the 4 images that like have a bat in it? That's what that looked like.
Right. Actually, yesterday, someone was saying this. They were like, it's like an old joke, but like someone was pointing out, they were like, how dare a robot ask me to prove that I'm not a robot?
Right.
Because that's
So
technically what
rude.
it's doing, right? All right, let's get into some more comic talk,
Well,
right?
you know what that is, really, honestly?
What's up?
It's the AI robot trying to make sure, like, identify its enemies. If it says you're not a robot, it's like, okay, this one's going to be terminated.
Okay, interesting. All right, it's just picking us off one by one.
I'm not okay
Interesting.
with that.
Interesting. It's profiling. That's what that is.
Ooh.
I don't like it.
You
I
better
don't
watch
like
out,
it.
robots. That's no bueno.
Man, no bueno, no bueno. All right, let's get into what's at comic shops this week. We've got some picks for you, of course, and on top of that, we're going to show you some items that are available at your local comic shop. Here you go. New Comic Book Wednesday. Who's going to go first? Come on.
Nose goes.
Oh, damn, okay.
You do that to me every week. It's finally
That's fair.
my
I mean, that's
turn.
fair. Yeah, you finally got me back, actually. That's fair. All right, you guys knew this was going to happen. Alex Ross's Fantastic Four Full Circle. It's in comic shops today. Yes, absolutely. That's the whole thing. Yes, absolutely. What's not to love? It's fully painted by Ross. Takes place within the Lee Kirby years. This is a classic take, and it takes place inside the negative zone. So Ross is having a lot of fun with textures and colors and all the other stuff. So it's going to be very psychedelic, which is perfect for a comic that was created in the '60s, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, just poured into my eyes, injected into my veins. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I will also point out I did a Get Graphic interview with Alex Ross that is actually on our website. I'll probably be floating it around our social media this week. He takes you inside the process, so you got to get to see how he builds these amazing looking pages. I saw one person one time say, "I don't like Alex Ross's artwork." And I was like, "What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?"
That used to be one of my favorite things about San Diego is the Alex Ross.
Oh, the
was, like,
booth?
right near
It was
us.
always right across from us, right? Yeah. And it always looked great. So yeah, I mean, yeah, no hard sell. The book speaks for itself. I will point out there is a previews exclusive version of this that comes in a nice little slipcase.
That's
And that's
right.
coming out today. I'm getting a slipcase. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a slipcase because, Alex Ross stuff needs to be kind of commemorated, I feel like. Anytime I see him, it's like, this belongs in a museum, one of those deals. So definitely check it out. That's in comic shops today from Abrams Book Arts. Abrams
There
Comics
it
Art.
is.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Thank you very much. So yeah, check that out. Ashton, what is your pick this week?
My pick this week is, well, hold on, before I get to that, it's worth pointing out that Abrams Comics Art also does they have a really good graphic novel adaptation of Dune. That's awesome.
Oh, okay, nice.
Okay, so my pick this week is Minor Threats #1 from Dark Horse Comics. Writing by Patton Oswalt and Jordan Bloom, art from Scott Hepburn. I love this concept. So it's a new #1. By the way, I have to point out, if you want to try it, try this. It focuses on minor villains. Not your like arch nemesis or your like Megamind or your World Conqueror or whatever. Like just the little guys that are like doing petty theft and like knocking off jewelry stores and all that and like get caught right away.
Okay.
And it places them in the center of this like massive drama between the city's like premier superhero, which is named Insomniac, and their premier like supervillain, which is called the Stickman, which is a hilarious name for a supervillain.
I feel like there's some commentary there. Sorry, go ahead.
So the Stickman kills Insomniac's sidekick, and so then Insomniac's teammates kind of like just have a meltdown, and they totally are spiraling into like they create a police state in the city, and they're like laser focused on finding the Stickman and killing him to get vengeance for the sidekick. And it's just like the city's heroes are speeding in a direction of like becoming the villains. So then these minor villains kind of become the heroes in reverse and take it upon themselves to find the super villain.
All right, okay.
I think it's a really interesting take, and I love villains. I always think villains are the most compelling part of the story. So I think it's hilarious that they would pick the not compelling villains to make the main characters.
Well, this is some of the best comics, superhero comics I've read have always been about like why this person became a villain when they're clearly outstaged by like all these other villains. Like, so that's always great. There's a great, Johnny might remember this. There's a great episode of Batman. It's called The Man Who Killed Batman.
Okay.
And basically this guy just accidentally kills Batman.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, right. And of course, it turns out Batman's not dead in the end. So he thinks, right?
Right, okay.
But of course, it raises the attention of the rogues gallery of Batman. And they're just sort of like, this guy? This guy? But I mean, this is the type of stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is the type of stuff I love. Like, I love that stuff. So yeah, check that out. That's pretty cool. Minor Threats. Also, I'm sure it's Patton Oswalt. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of funny in the mix of that. So awesome.
It kind of lends itself to that too.
Oh yeah, as a concept, absolutely. So we told you last week, there's a new comic book, new previews catalog in shops. And these items are available pre-order now, but won't hit shops until November. So you got to get on the ground floor now. So here are some of the gems of the month. And by gems of the month, we mean the highlighted items that are available. But of course, there's way more, and I'll tell you where to find them after this.
Hey everyone, Mia here with a look at the gems of the month inside this month's previews catalog. Here's what's available to pre-order at comic shops now. And there are over 500 pages of eye candy inside the previews catalog. So run to your local comic shop and pick up previews. Or go to PREVIEWSworld.com/catalog to discover what's available to pre-order now.
So actually, you know what, Johnny? I'm going to ask you this question because Ashton pointed this out. Mia's hair, you've actually recorded that video. Is her hair green or is that like an illusion?
No, unfortunately, like the green screen we recorded her in front of, like reflected some of the green into her hair.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And
I was wondering about that.
And I had to do like the best possible job I could to try and get the green out of it, but I couldn't get it all out.
I thought it looked cool.
Because I was like, if it was actually green, like there would be a hole in her head, basically, from where all the green was. So, okay, all right. I just was curious about that. Anyway, the previous catalog, this right here.
That's a lot of glare.
That's a lot of glare. Okay, I blinded everyone who's watching the show. I apologize.
Sorry.
But on the front cover, you have The Ones by Brian Michael Bendis, and you also have Once Upon a Time at the End of the World by Jason Aaron. The Ones really does sound interesting. I know I said this last week, but this definitely got my attention. The idea of the chosen ones going after the real chosen one after they found out that they're not the chosen one.
That's a good idea.
That's a great concept.
I'm
It's a
not
great
mad,
concept.
yeah.
I'm very interested to see what Brian Michael Bendis does with that. I know Johnny's excited for more I Hate Fairyland, right, Johnny?
Yes.
All right. But you can look at everything inside the previews catalog by going to your local comic shop and picking up a copy, or you can go to PREVIEWSworld.com/catalog. I think that caffeine is kicking in right now because I said that really fast.
Just rolling through this.
All right. Let's get into some news before I skyrocket out the roof.
Comments.
Oh, comments.
Just
Yes,
kidding.
comments. Let's do
Yes. Let me get these set up. So,
that. There's a wrinkle on the shirt. Damn. Come on, shirt, don't wrinkle.
You look okay.
there we go.
Okay.
JRR24 saying, "How are you today?"
What's up, JR?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
He was also saying, "Have you ever had Cajun food?"
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Now, if the question is, have we had real Cajun food?
The
That might
best-
be a different
The
conversation.
best shrimp po' boy I ever had was in New Orleans.
I believe
of
that.
course.
I feel like I had a po' boy in New York. I feel like I actively sought out a po' boy in New Orleans, but I could be wrong about that one.
He's also saying, "Looks cool." I'm assuming that was in response to the Fantastic Four full circle.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
And he's asking about that. Is that new or reprints? I'm assuming she's talking about the Alex Ross Fantastic Four. Also.
That's a whole new story, Annie. Like absolutely top to bottom, completely new story that takes place within the Stan Lee Jack Kirby run. So
Stantastic Four. I like that. I have to imagine that this man who didn't actually kill Batman ended up finding him later on in full bat form, which explains the confusion.
what? I don't know. I don't get that one.
I hope he means like a literal bat, like with wings.
Maybe.
Confuse him with Man Bat, maybe?
Maybe I'm not sure.
A baseball bat.
You'll have to come back with. You have to circle back with that Stantastic. You lost me on that one. Sorry.
JRR is also saying, "I'm having my comic shop get the F Fairyland #1."
Oh,
So
okay.
there is an adult version that has the F Fairyland.
Is it a variant cover or is it like? Because I know that was the original title, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's a variant. I think it's like cover C or D. I think if you look in your previous
Okay.
catalog,
Oh.
yeah, it's in there.
It's actually at the very front of the image section. Okay, well I'm looking at the wrong side, so never mind. I was gonna try to show it real quick, but
All
I'm
right.
definitely no,
What?
no, huh?
Don't show that.
Don't.
Oh, it's
okay.
probably not censored.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, now I want to look. What is going on?
it is actually.
I was gonna say, it's got to be. If it's in here, it's probably censored.
Yeah, it's cover B.
Cover B.
On page
okay,
32.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can't see this,
That's
but
too-
you can look at the cover on preview.com/catalog.
Well,
That
have
was
to go-
even more glare than the first time.
it was somehow. The white balance is all off.
Golly.
We have a few more.
What else we got, John?
Mars Comics checking back in, saying, "I'll be picking up that Lord of the Jungle."
Oh,
book."
you know, actually, so Ashton made a comment. Very big difference between Johnny and Ashton. Ashton made
I mean, we look so similar.
You guys look so similar. Ashton made a comment. She was like, I guess the book is called Lord of the Jungle. So Ashton was like, George? And I'm like, no, Tarzan.
No, George.
Tarzan. Of course it's Tarzan.
George of the jungle. Watch out for that tree.
He's George of the Jungle, not Lord of the Jungle.
That's the only thing my brain could supply when I saw that title.
I think Ashton really just wanted to sing George of the Jungle on camera. I think that's really what it was. But yeah, I'm pretty certain it's Tarzan.
I mean, yes, Tarzan is the Lord of the Jungle, but I saw that headline and my brain was like, George is the only.
So I guess what? Tarzan's Lord of the Jungle. George is just George of the
Just
Jungle.
George. Just George.
He
King
was
Kong.
never knighted, so he's technically not a lord.
He's not a lord, right? King Kong is the king of the jungle.
And Elvis is the king.
This Elvis is the king. Look at that. They should just do a team up. There you go. The Royals. I just made the comic for you. Look at that. I don't even know what that was.
The Royals and Just George.
And Just George, right? And Just George. Is it time for news? It is time for news. So let's jump into some news and try to get our bearings again. Here we go. It's news time.
It's time to explain the news badly.
It's called A Legacy of Violence, and it'll be published through Mad Cave Studios. It follows Dr. Nick Shaw, an honest doctor with the best of intentions. And when a patient suddenly loses control, Nick begins recalling past memories he had kept hidden away. Seeking an escape from his past, Nick joins Doctors Without Borders and heads straight for Central America. But his past still comes calling. With a serial killer loose in the small town of Desante, Honduras, Nick's flashbacks begin to intensify and paint a terrifying picture. I like that that's intentionally vague. Like, I feel like I haven't actually learned anything about the story.
That's fair. This trailer's also interesting too. I watched this, and it starts off in like a medical facility. So I was just kind of curious about the direction of this series. I mean, Cullen Bunn is definitely a horror maestro at this point.
Right.
Like, that is his wheelhouse for sure. I mean, he's also done other stuff, like he's done some X-Men stuff. He's done Cyberpunk 2077 comics and stuff like that. But horror seems to be his home. It seems to be where his heart is.
Aw, love that for him.
So, yeah, if you're a big horror fan, definitely check it out.
Dividing cells, not a good thing. So it's available for pre-order right now. It'll be in comic shops October 5th of this year.
All right. So I guess it's in this catalog, right?
No.
No? Previous catalog? The previous catalog?
That's the October catalog, right?
This is September.
Okay, yeah, so it would have been in the August catalog.
Okay, it's in August catalog. There you go. We know what's going on here. We're on top of things.
We're here. All right. Next story. We are explaining the news badly. Thank you for cursing me, Johnny. All right. Dark Horse Comics has also announced a new horror story. This will be a graphic novel from Mickey Nielsen and Samwise Didier. It's called Skinner, which immediately makes my skin crawl. But the concept here is fantastic, so let me tell you what it's about. Skinner is the terrifying tale of 6 internet celebrities who accompany a superstar survivalist on a one-week trip into the remote Canadian wilderness. After their plane crashes, the influencers and their guide are stalked by a mountain man of local legend called the Skinner, who tracks, murders, and skins his victims. When the celebrities mount a desperate counterattack, they discover that there's much more to the Skinner than myth than any of them could have imagined.
Interesting.
Excuse me. This one's a little further down the pipeline. It's available for pre-order right now. It won't be out until May of next year, May 3rd specifically. So you could go to your comic shop on May 6th, get your free comics, and then while you're there, buy this.
There you go. Look at that. Shameless plug.
I got you. I'm all about the shameless
All
plug.
about the shameless plug. I love this concept, actually. Like, have you ever seen Naked and Afraid?
Unfortunately, I have.
Okay, yeah, right. Like, that's the type of thing I imagine, like, I'm just sort of like, this could go so left.
At any minute.
And I mean, mind you, of course, yes, there are I guess I'm assuming there's maybe a camera crew of like 2 people with them during filming, but yeah, things could get dire. And I mean, I've seen a few episodes. Sometimes they do get dire.
They have to like stop people. They're like, "You're done.
You're done. You need to go home." Right? Exactly. So this is an interesting way to kind of introduce a horror element to it. That's kind of right on the fringes of every reality show.
I also love that it's internet celebrities because like internet celebrities and influencer culture kind of has this like air of invincibility to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I think it'd be interesting to strip that down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh God, see, I'm gonna forget the guy's name. I just saw that he's gonna fight. Oh God, I can't remember his name right now. Who's the guy? The influencer dude who's been boxing people.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's perfect example. Perfect example of someone thinking they're invincible and doing it for the clout. So whatever. All right, I'll be the bearer of bad news.
More
comments. Interrupting producer back again.
Interrupting producer. Cullen Bunn did Shadow Man, and it was awesome.
Shadow Man, and it was awesome. JRR24 is saying sounds a little bit like Predator.
That's fair.
Oh, Skinner, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, I think any survival horror thing is going to kind of sound like Predator.
Yeah.
You know.
And then there were just a lot of people that were commenting that our sound was out because I forgot to put your microphones back on when we came back.
Ah, nice.
So, hi everyone, we're back.
Okay, we're
that.
back. Sorry about that, guys.
We're professionals.
We're professional. All right, I'll be the bearer of bad news this week. Lily Renee Phillips was an artist for many Golden Age comics, including Senorita Rio. She passed away this past week. She was 101.
Oh, wow.
Right, which is
That's
nuts.
impressive.
Right, that is very impressive. You know, the thing that really kind of stood out to me was she was a female creator during the Golden Age of comics.
Yeah.
You know, which is something that you know, I think doesn't get discussed a lot when we're talking about modern comics and female representation. You know, these comics were very much for working class people. You know, they were made for working class people. They were by working class people, and so if you could get a job doing it, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was just very interesting. Also, the other thing that stood out was Senorita Rio, a Nazi-fighting Brazilian nightclub entertainer,
Okay.
which sounds awesome.
We love a queen. Go off.
So yeah, I want someone bring that back. Like seriously, like someone reprint the old issues, and also like let's get a new series with that because I think that's great.
Yes. I want that. I would read it.
Absolutely. Also, very Golden Age, like Senorita Rio, right? Brazilian. Like, you know, it's just like, what are the things we know about this thing? Here you go. That's her name, right?
Smush it all together.
Smush it all together. But yeah, someone reprint those because I really want to see those. That's actually really interesting. All right. This trailer makes me feel old.
Oh, perfect.
I was working in a comic shop getting through college when Bleach dropped and was an absolute hit.
Okay.
Like, just blew up. And so now they're telling me that it's its 20th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And Viz is releasing an exclusive edition of Volume 1. So here's the trailer for that. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about it. Check it out. Yeah, I'm not kidding when I say you cannot keep that book on the shelves 20 years ago.
I believe
like
that.
it's, you know, and it actually kind of, whenever I think of the tradition of those smash hit anime manga combinations, you know, it's like One Punch Man, My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Before that, it was Attack on Titan, and I can't remember if Naruto came before Bleach or after Bleach. I feel like it was after Bleach.
It had to have been.
I think it was. But yeah, this is definitely in that line, like just one of those breakthrough things. Of course, it was released in Weekly Shonen Jump 20 years ago. And so yeah, this exclusive edition is comes with exclusive cover art. And it wasn't really clear if they're going to continue releasing them after the subsequent issues. But yeah, Volume 1 is available pre-order now. Go pick it up at your local comic shop when the time comes. Spider-Man sewing.
Sweet transition.
Sweet transition.
Hey, this is you.
This is what?
This is you. You're the one that sent this our way.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean,
Oh,
this
no,
is
I'm prepared to discuss.
Oh no, I'm actually way
I'm
into
not
this.
worried.
I'm way into this. So every now and then I see someone online trying to hot take about a comic book character. Right?
Yes, always.
Always, right?
Every day.
And so, but here's always the thing. Like I saw one a couple months ago about Batman. I was like, like literally the comments were, it was about Batman, and like literally the comments were like, "Tell me you've never read a Batman comic without telling me you've never read a Batman comic."
Yikes.
Like people just, that's the thing I love about comics Twitter. There's a lot of issues with comics Twitter, but when comics Twitter knows something, they
Yes.
know it.
Yes. And if you don't know it, they're going to let you know.
They're gonna let you
don't.
know about it, and sometimes they use those powers for good. So yeah, this recently, WTF Lanksteak asked why no Spider-Man movie has ever explained how a 17-year-old is so good at sewing. And you know, of course, it blew up. I don't. What was the ratio in that tweet, Johnny?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Can you throw it back up, or is it too late?
I crapped it out.
Oh, okay. It was the ratio was pretty epic,
Oh, yikes.
right? Because you know, of course, comic book fans look. If a character's in a comic book creator at some point has found some elaborate explanation for everything.
Oh my God, yes.
Absolutely. Especially superhero comics.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, no, the Spider-Man movies haven't really explained that in any real detail. But I'm curious, Ashton, how do you think it is that Peter Parker is able to do so well? Besides the fact that it's completely made up.
Home ec class.
Excellent point, right? I actually was going to say because he lives with his aunt, who's like 1,000,000 years old.
1,000,000. She's dusty.
And Peter's a big old nerd, and she told him how to sew, right?
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what I always took away from it. Some of the other explanations, though, were actually pretty interesting. There's a deeper, nerdier theory, which I'm kind of on board with, even though it's a little far-fetched, but it also sounds like I kind of low-key think that someone actually put this in one of the Spider-Man comics before.
All right, let's hear it.
Spider-Man, once he was bitten, right, by a radioactive spider,
Oh no.
naturally has instincts for threading.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that. I could be convinced of that.
You guys let me know what you think of that in the comment. But I thought that was actually kind of a clever idea.
He might still need to learn like the mechanics of
Right.
how to sew, but it would make sense that he would be inclined.
Right. I mean, he has a proportionate strength of a spider. He's got spider
Right.
sense. Like, maybe, right? So, yeah, just thought that was kind of entertaining. And, like, yeah, Homegirl got ratioed so bad.
Mars Comics is saying maybe he was a Boy Scout.
Maybe.
They sew in Boy Scouts? I know that's a
No,
Girl
yeah,
Scout.
you saw patches on your uniform.
Okay.
I was a Boy Scout guy. Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I don't know. I feel like I feel like in 2022 I should apologize for that. I don't know. Yeah, the movies are definitely glossed over this, but the comic creators, these are the type of things that they just jump all over. So
We talked about this yesterday, and I would be so on board with just like a hilarious sewing montage of like specifically Tom Holland, and he like pricks his finger, he's like bleeding on the suit. It would be great.
that is something that the movies probably need to like kind of tap into a little bit, because I know what Tom Maguire, you just kind of see him looking at the design for the costume, and then he's just swinging through the city, right?
Right.
I don't remember what they did. Do you remember what they did with Andrew Garfield at all?
No.
Either one of you? I don't. I feel like
Sorry,
They
Andrew.
do show him making it up a little bit because in
Yeah.
the first movie he takes apart some sunglasses.
Yes, he does. He puts the lenses in.
okay,
Yeah, so
right.
there's a little bit of that in actually Amazing Spider-Man. Tom Holland, he kind of has like a mishmash of things he got from Dick's Sporting Goods.
He's like
or
a
something.
sweatsuit. He's like out here in a tracksuit.
Right. But the last Spider-Man movie does show him in like this kind of very handmade costume, which I know was a point of contention for a lot of Spider-Man fans watching the movie. It was like, oh, he's got a Stark costume and he's got this, but he doesn't have his own thing. So they kind of gave you that at the end of the last movie. Yeah, but I'm actually kind of down for like just a little sports-like montage.
Right? Like really dramatic music.
Right, of Tom Holland sewing his costume back together, which they have done in the comics. I don't know if you have any. Did you pull up any of those graphics, Johnny?
Yeah, give me one second.
Yeah, but they've definitely done this multiple times in the comics, where he's just like, "Oh, I ripped I ripped the foot on my costume. Let me patch it back up."
This is just from a Google search.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elements where it's happened.
yeah, like it's an ongoing thing. He definitely pricks his finger.
See?
Just look up Spider-Man sewing and then you Google search and it's there.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah, multiple times. Actually, 2 times Steve Ditko did it. So yeah, just something for the comic nerds out there. You got one, guys. You got one. All right.
Real quick, we got one more comment I want to show
Okay.
up here right
What's
now.
up?
JRR24 is saying, well, I got to get ready for my RPG session at my local comic shop, Arboire. I don't
All right,
think
cool.
that's how you spell it. But
That's
anyway,
fine.
JR24, if you're still in there, let us know what your local comic shop is. And
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
let us
please
know
do.
what you're playing. So we want to give them a shout out if you're still in the chat.
Yeah.
Also, good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, absolutely. No, shout out to you, JR. Yeah, social swamp time.
I'm so ready.
All right, let's do this. Let's get into some social swamp.
Hold on.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
I feel like this entire episode we've been on theme for this social swamp because we've just been stumbling blindly through this. So we asked you guys this week for the social swamp to explain the plot of your favorite movie, comic, whatever, badly. Just do it and get as close as you can. Do it in the worst way possible, and we'll try and guess what it is you're talking about. All right, Cover Price Comics says, decorated military soldier gets fragged by his brothers in arms, dies, sells his soul, and returns from the dead to see his wife again. only to catch her banging his best friend. So he spends 30 years kicking the ass of God and Satan.
Yeah, when I originally looked at this, I was like, what is this? And then I got like halfway, I was like, oh, this is Spawn. And then he hashtagged it Spawn, of course. So that's the kind of a cheat. What else we got, Johnny?
Okay, so going forward, they didn't really give us what they are, so it might be a little bit of deciphering here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Oka1493 says Speedy Dude died and came back.
I'm assuming, well, first of all, the first thing I see is the Flash. So I start thinking of the Flash. I think that's Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Roadrunner?
That's a very good point. Okay, yeah. Actually, that's fine. That works. That totally works. All right. It could be Infinite Crisis or an episode of the Roadrunner cartoon. Sure, why not?
All right.
Yeah, what is... People...
Okay, Studio Arnhenheim says 8 people explore a virtual castle.
Yeah, I saw this one earlier, too, and I was like, I don't know what this is. 8 people, specifically, explore a virtual castle. A virtual castle.
What makes it virtual?
Yeah.
8 people is kind of a lot of people.
All right. A virtual castle. I'm like, I don't know. Any guesses, Johnny?
No, I couldn't figure that one out either, honestly.
No. Like, my brain kind of went to, remember that movie 13 Ghosts?
Yes.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That's the first thing. For some reason, I thought of that. I'm like, no one's talking about that.
This obscure film.
Right. I mean,
Are you kidding? That's Matthew Lillard's finest work.
Okay.
Excuse me. Scream is Matthew Lillard's finest work.
I stand by my statement.
Okay. All right. Controversy.
Johnny's hot taking today. All right.
Yeah. That one I'm stuck on. Eight strangers in a virtual.
The virtual castle part is what's like confusing me because I could come up with 8 people to fit just about anything, but the virtual castle?
Right. I don't know, guys. Let us know in the comments. I'm not sure about that one. That one I'm really stuck on. Johnny, did we have some more that you drummed up?
We didn't have as many comments on that one as we would have liked. So what I went ahead and did, I found a whole bunch of these online. So I thought we would have our own little, impromptu preview game night.
All right,
And
let's do it.
I'm going to put some of these up. I want to see if you can play along at home. But Troy and Ashley, let's see if you can guess what these are.
I'm into
Ready.
A billionaire attempts to kill an alien until he realizes their moms share the same first name.
Batman versus Superman.
Ding, 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 ding. You're right. Correct.
I got
Batman
so
versus
caught up
Superman.
on the alien. I was thinking like a banana head alien.
Right, yeah. I like my brain. It's interesting because like the process my brain goes through because it's like E.T. Independence Day. Batman vs Superman. Okay, yeah, Batman vs Superman.
E.T.
All right.
All right.
Next one is a guy takes drugs to beat up Nazis with a frisbee.
Oh, Captain America.
Oh, facts. You not wrong.
Captain America, the first Avenger. This is all done out of love, by the way.
This is
We're
great.
Just having a laugh.
No, it's all good.
My brain is not working fast enough to participate in this.
Next one is a group of strangers travel to a volcano to destroy some jewelry.
Okay, I got this one. Lord of the Rings.
Oh. See, as I looked to you to answer, I was like, wait, okay, yeah. All right, gotcha. Right.
Okay, so those were some of the easy ones. They're going to get a little bit more difficult.
Oh my god, I already wasn't doing well.
Okay, so next one is a single father tries to solve world hunger with his rock collection.
Oh, it's Infinity War.
Avengers Infinity.
Thanos.
Up next is man destroys his own planet because he didn't want to share it with his sister after she broke his favorite toy.
Is that Ragnarok?
That is Ragnarok.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. This
I guess
one's,
he did destroy his own planet.
this one's a little bit more obscure, so this is probably going to stump both of you. But
All right.
city cop transfers to the counties and encounters problems with local wildlife.
City cop transfers to the counties, encounters problems with local wildlife.
Bugs Bunny.
No,
Is
and
it-
it's not Roadrunner either.
I
Hey,
know,
that
why-
could be Elmer Fudd. You
I was
never
about to
know.
say, why are you leaning so much on Looney Tunes today?
No, that would be Jaws.
Oh, wow. Okay. You know what? You threw me with wildlife because for some reason
Same.
my brain went to like forest.
That's literally why I said Elmer Fudd, because I was
Right,
like,
yeah.
who lives in the forest? It's gotta be Bugs Bunny. It can't be anyone else.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's a good one
Up
actually.
next,
Good.
man takes pills, loses his mind, and never recovers.
Troy on Fridays.
Matrix?
It is the Matrix.
Oh, that's a good one. That was good.
Up next, local man helps teens fight narcolepsy.
You know what this is? I know what this is.
I don't.
Local man
Oh,
helps teens fight narcolepsy.
Teens with narcolepsy, sleepy teenagers.
Oh, it's Friday the 13th.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sorry. I meant Nightmare on Elm Street. Don't come for me. I meant Nightmare on Elm Street.
And this is one that I actually have
Fights
said.
narcolepsy.
I'm so mad about that. Nightmare on Elm Street's my favorite horror movie.
I love that movie. This one is actually one that I created my own. This was a spoiler-free review after I saw this movie.
Okay.
But a sorceress tries for 2 hours to build a machine, and an alligator tells her to stop.
An alligator.
Is it a literal alligator?
In a manner of sense, it is from the Suicide Squad.
Oh, it is the first Suicide Squad movie. Yeah.
Which we would have accepted the answer. It is a really intense game of capture the flag.
The Suicide Squad movie?
Yes.
Facts.
Actually, I can see that. Yeah, okay, all right, gotcha.
I don't think I've ever played a game of Capture the Flag that didn't get wildly personal.
You're right, yeah. Every game of Capture the Flag I've ever played is like, it ends up with tackling.
Yes, it's so
Like,
intense.
every single time. It might as well just be like actual like football
play
at that
football,
point.
right?
All right, what else?
Narcolepsy.
The narcolepsy thing is actually still sticking with me. That is actually pretty hilarious.
Oh, by the way, JRR24 checked back in. He said that his local comic shop area is Paper Heroes in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and they're playing Rogue Traders. So
Okay,
shout
cool.
out to Paper Heroes
Sweet.
in Louisiana.
All right, shout out to you guys. What's up, Paper Heroes? All right, weekly poll. You got something for us, don't you?
I do. I thought of this, and then after the fact, I realized I made it too easy. But it's okay.
Okay.
All right. So I love board games. I
Okay.
love board games. So I was thinking about like the board game to end all board games, which is of course Monopoly.
Okay.
And it will, in addition to end all other board games, will also end all of your friendships. So I wanted to know who is most likely to cheat in a game of Monopoly.
Okay.
Your choices are Loki, Mr. Krabs, King Kong, or Negan.
King Kong. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I'm sitting there like King Kong is a very weird answer. They're all weird answers. I mean,
Yes.
I would go with Loki would be the most likely.
I personally think it's Mr. Krabs.
Why Mr. Krabs though?
Because he's greedy and Monopoly's about money.
Okay. All right. Okay. Why did you select King Kong though? I'm curious about that.
So I picked King Kong because I think he's the most likely to accidentally cheat in that
Okay.
like he would be trying to move his piece and his giant paws would like move people's houses by accident.
All right. Okay.
But that's not cheating. That's just being like, you know.
That's accidental cheating. That's a form of cheating.
I mean, that's fair. Negan. Yeah, I'm gonna say Loki.
Yeah, I should have put not Loki because I realized afterwards I was like, Loki, everyone's gonna pick Loki.
Yeah, everyone's gonna pick Loki. Did everybody pick Loki, Johnny?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lame.
60%.
You know, I got a confession to make. I have never played Monopoly.
Are you serious?
Never ever played Monopoly. Nope. I don't know why. I just never played it. I like you know actually. So I'm one of those people like I go to Las Vegas and like don't gamble. Like I'm just not interested in it.
Oh yeah, neither am I.
And Monopoly, I don't know. There's something about Monopoly that kind of like triggers that part of my brain. It's like I don't want to be part of this.
So here's what you should do: go home, play Monopoly with Liz, ruin your marriage, and it'll be great.
Okay, thank you. Good
You're
advice.
welcome.
We should do a whole segment of just like marriage advice for that. There you go. Yeah, I just never played it before, and I mean I've heard stories, countless
It's
stories
horrible.
of like people like sleeping with their pieces because the game didn't
God.
the game didn't end like in a timely manner, so they had to start back. They continued the next day,
Yeah.
but they didn't want anybody to have access to their like their money or I've heard all sorts of crazy stuff. So yeah, never played Monopoly though. Maybe it's time I graduated to that. We'll
You
see.
should do it. My friends and I like to fight over Catan a lot too.
Catan's another one I have not played.
Yeah.
I'm aware of Catan. Just never, I guess I'm not a big board game person.
You should play board games.
You know
I
what?
love
You know what I love? I love is this. I don't know. This one would be a board game, I guess. Categories.
Yeah.
Absolutely love categories.
Yeah.
Right. Is that was that be considered a board game?
I don't know.
Tabletop game.
It's a
Tabletop game, I would
Okay.
say, yeah.
Can I say categories and Uno?
Category stresses me. Oh my god.
Uno's another one, yeah.
I love Uno.
Uno's amazing.
I will ruin all of my friendships just to win a game of Uno. I'll do it.
Every time I get a new phone, I put Uno on it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
every single
yeah.
time. Like it's just addictive and a great game.
Wait, is it like the Ubisoft version of Uno where it's like 7 switch hands and zeros?
Actually, yeah, I think it is. I think it is.
love that.
Yeah, that and Tetris. I always put them on my phone.
Ooh, Tetris makes me angry.
All right, and then Tetris, like, eats up too much space, and I have to take it off every
Yeah.
single time. And Uno too, just eats up too much space.
I did like the some of the responses that we got.
Oh
from
yeah,
the
let's see
poll.
those.
Cartoonist Aaron is saying, "I can't imagine a scenario where Loki doesn't cheat in Monopoly."
Facts. That's
Yeah.
fair. You got me there.
That's
Lurking
valid.
Writer- John Cliff, Lurking Writer says, "Kong would literally smash the housing market.
Facts.
Negan wouldn't cheat per the rules, but does have a baseball bat next to him.
Okay.
Therefore, it's between Mr. Krabs and Loki. Who
Negan
wouldn't-
is like the most morally gray character on The Walking Dead. I don't think cheating is above him.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say that at all.
I said Loki wouldn't need to cheat to win, though it would make the game playable / entertaining.
Oh, for sure.
Merritt says, really, Negan's only 3.7% likely. Loki
Interesting.
would be all about manipulating people to his own ends. More fun that way than outright cheating. Have no idea on Mr. Krabs. Avoid that show.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
Merritt, we're not buddies anymore.
Oof. It's kind of a hot take there.
How can
Merritt.
you have avoided SpongeBob? That
Yeah.
doesn't even seem
I mean,
possible.
yeah, that's definitely not possible. That thing has been going strong for like a million years.
Right.
Like, all right, comic shop shout out time. What we got this
Okay.
week?
This week's comic shop shout out goes to Cosmic Comics in Maryland, in Linthicum, Maryland. It comes from Malachi McCoy. We'll show you some pictures inside of Cosmic Comics at the end of the show. You can take a look at their shop. If you want us to shout out your local comic book shop on the show, find us on social media, tag your shop. If they don't have a handle, just leave their name, and use the hashtag #SupportYourLCS. We'll find your local comic book shop, shout them out on the show, and give them some love.
And over at PREVIEWSworld.com, a couple of interviews, right? So we have one for a book called Traveling to Mars, right? It's a new series by Mark Russell and Roberto Meli. And it's actually about, it's an Ablaze title, about a pet store clerk who becomes the first man on Mars. And Mark Russell gave some interesting answers to this one.
Okay.
Which I thought was pretty, he's definitely done his homework about in terms of like colonizing Mars and like, the different options for that and everything, right?
Oh, I'm not thrilled to hear that.
No? Why?
We've wrecked one planet. We don't get to go around just wrecking planets.
Well, so the interesting thing, and I guess it's a spoiler for the interview, but this was actually one of the interesting things he said is that exactly that. He was saying, like, I'm not convinced that abandoning Earth is the answer, especially since
okay.
we've done such a bad job of upkeep.
Right.
So yeah, it's just interesting. And also Roberto Meli, who's kind of like the new hot talent, who's coming on. Mark Russell, of course, has done everything from the Flintstones to the Pink Panther to I think he did some Fantastic Four stuff and a couple other things. So yeah, definitely check that out. Check that out. That's available at your local comic shop in a couple of months. Also, Migos, not the rap group.
My
Migos.
brain did that right away.
Yeah. I did that too a couple times. Previous exclusives, right, are available right now. You have Flashpoint Batman. You also have Red Hood and Superman Red Sun. And those are available right now. Going for $20, not bad. Available
Yeah.
to pre-order through Pullbox or at your local comic shop. These are previews exclusives, which means that your local comic shop can only get them through previews. Also, Johnny asked if Robot Chicken had repopularized Migos, because these were like popular items in the 70s, I want to say. Am I right about that? It was the 70s and 60s. And I feel like it's a combination of Robot Chicken and Twisted Toy Fair that kind of made them popular again. So I just thought that was an interesting little conversation we had the other day, that like the nonstop nature of Migos, not the rap group. Also, I want to point out, yes, the Alex Ross interview, the Get Graphic, that'll definitely be floating around on social media. So if you want to find out more about the Alex Ross Fantastic Four Full Circle, definitely check that out. And finally, Toy Chest. Toy Chest Natasha, DST Unbox Natasha, aka Cannon Doll X, is doing a crossover with Toy Quest 101. She'll be unboxing 2 Star Wars pieces from Gentle Giant. So do yourself a favor. I know Natasha has her fans. Follow Natasha at CannonDollX, and be sure to stay tuned because that crossover I think is happening this week.
Nice.
So yeah, check that out. That was a pretty interesting thing that I kind of stumbled upon.
I believe they're filming it tomorrow.
Okay.
So I also want to apologize to Natasha. She actually sent me the promo that they made. It's a little like motion graphics, like After Effects project. That
Oh, cool.
Promotes it, and I forgot to load it into this.
Nice. Way to go, Johnny.
So, produce this show badly today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is what we done. No, but yeah, just follow Toy Quest 101. They have a YouTube channel you can find there. It's like a father and daughter team that like opens up all kinds of toys, a lot of Diamond Select Toys products, and they're gonna have Natasha on there. But you can follow them on Facebook, I think, and you can get some more information on there, and you can see the video that they made up for them and Natasha's segment.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, definitely follow CannonDollX, and you'll get all the details on that. And that is it for Previews World Weekly.
Another one in the bag.
Another one in the bag. Did we explain the show badly over and over again? Absolutely.
Yes.
But you know what? That's a great thing about having a weekly live show. We'll try again next week. Actually, we won't because we won't be in next week.
Just kidding.
But we'll be back in 2 weeks because Johnny, what's the gaming show that you're doing?
So I'm going to be going out to Alliance Open House. So for those who don't know, basically like under the Diamond umbrella, there's different like segments of the company, and they also have Alliance Game Distributors, which takes care of the tabletop gaming segment that caters to the friendly local, not necessarily the comic shop, which some shops carry both.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the family game stores.
Right.
Right.
So we don't want to just support the friendly local comic shops. There's also plenty of friendly local gaming stores out there as well that people should support.
So yeah, if you're a game shop retailer or a comic shop retailer that also sells games, and you're going to the Alliance Open House, say hi to Johnny.
Yeah.
You'll see him around. He'll be floating around. And that's it.
So
for
actually, you know what? Before we leave,
what's up?
let's just do a few more of our final comments here.
Yeah, what else we
It's
got?
the final countdown.
Let me bring them up here.
Okay, what's going on?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, Annie Fox had said F cheating.
That's cheating.
Okay, valid. Yeah, okay. You should not be cheating at Monopoly, especially if you're playing with your friends and you trust them.
That came out wrong. No, Annie, you meant it.
You did.
And you're absolutely right.
He
A
also said-
lot of F-bombs. Not real, but like a lot of F-bombs today.
King
on the
Kong
show.
would kick the board when he's losing. That's kind of like cheating.
Okay, I thought that too. Like he would just flip the whole
thing.
table.
Table flip. That seems very King Kong, actually.
B. John Holmes saying drunken Uno.
Oh yikes!
I mean, yeah.
That's just dangerous.
That is dangerous. Yeah, that could get ugly very quickly.
Yes.
But I kind of want to try it.
I'm down.
Just saying. What else we
Mars
got?
Comics says great show, thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mars.
And Annie is saying see you in 2.
All right. See you in
Yes,
2 weeks.
ma'am.
So yeah, that's it for Previews World Weekly. I am one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen,
I'm your other host, Ashton Greenwood.
and we will see you guys at the Spinner Rack. Catch you next week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Previews World on all of our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Tinder. Wait, is that not a thing?